Hello guys and welcome back to the EGL Open. Stealthy, you're going to get off the camera there? You're just lingering around?
He really wants to be on here, but we have got rid of him for you guys. It is me, Anton. You'll have to put up with us, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know, but it should be a good game though here, Mama. I mean, we've got two good teams going up against each other. We've got
B-Sport Josh and his squadron versus Nexium, which obviously it's almost like Resin Co, if you like. However, I've got to say, I don't like that reference purely because Rez, I think it was 0 and 5 when Search Destroyers picks it up. Cambo's been really impressive on his team. As of all the squad, really, they've kind of fought through. It should be a really good game, but it is kind of weird to see Josh, former Epsilon TCM member, playing with the likes of people he is. Yeah,
I know, it's a bit of a strange one, but it's also one of those things that where do you think he is just picking up the phone, or does he know these guys are, you know, actually genuinely like going to be a threat for the event, or is it just like that's it, like a fun team?
I think I've spoke to him and he sees kind of the individual talent, and you know he's been there. He was 15 or 14 once, and he was here in the same place at the same position.
It's like when Monksy was playing with you.
Yeah, exactly. Giving someone a chance when maybe they're not as you know, profound or whatever it is himself. But it's the last event for Advanced Warfare. Why, you know, he wanted to play. He didn't want to, you know, just go out and just kind of with nothing. So he wanted to come here. Obviously, a lot of friends here, but he's not here just for the social. He's told me that he wants to win. He wants to go as far as possible. There's money to be won.
Exactly. I don't think anyone ever wants to turn up an event just, you know, we'll play his top 43. It'll be all right, you know. He's obviously going to come here with the mentality that he's got. And, you know, I mean, the caliber of player that he is, he's obviously going to want to turn up and do well at the event. So we'll see how it goes. But they've got a pretty good opponent to go up against now. I mean, Nexium, a pretty good team. Let's be honest with you. I don't think they're going to win the event by any means. I think they're definitely going to look towards top 8, top 6.
I think I can say Nexium, they've been a team for quite a while together. They know they've got the chemistry, if you like. They went to DreamHack together. You know, didn't place particularly well, but they've had the experience. They've been on main stage. They've been in big arenas, if you like. So that may not affect them as much as the youngsters, if you like, on Josh's team. So. You know, I shouldn't really say Josh's team. I think Josh is picking up for them almost. But on your screens, you can see Nexium there. Just getting into the game. But yeah, no, Cambo's been really impressive, obviously, throughout the series, which I watched him previously because they have already played on main stage. L as well, just following from there. And obviously Rez, you know, probably not at the best of lands, but he never does, you know. He's just Rez, isn't it? He's here for the crack.
He just plods along, doesn't he?
He tries his best.
He does all right.
And when he gets knocked out, he joins us on the analyst desk and casts a few games, which is always helpful. So we appreciate that.
If you can call that casting anyway, I mean, I'm not too sure. I'm actually trying to see if I can provoke a reaction, but he's not even listening. Never mind. Anyway, on to Enraged Esports. No, I've seen that be done before, and that was not well executed.
And yeah, but
I would be enraged.
It looks like he's trying to get a transfer here to XL. I think he wishes he was on a different team, and then obviously you've got Gullet, Lewis, and one player. It is Dave. Someone told me his name was DeQueve, and it isn't DeQueve. It's XL. He's a big fan of XL.
What's going on with these Astros, though? I mean, what's happened? What happened to these Astros? He's battered them, hasn't he?
One thing's for sure. He looks like he's having a great time.
Sick of this game, and the Astros are being thrown across the room.
Oh, with
we've all been
there. On top.
We've all been there. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not sure what to expect out of this team, if I'm honest with you. I mean, this is going to be a good indicator to see how good they actually are, because obviously we've talked about Nexium being a pretty decent team. So this should be a pretty good matchup, I think. I'm going to say a close series.
I've seen Dave and Lewis play previously, and they have performed quite well. And I've seen Josh and everyone talking quite a lot. But it'll be interesting to see how they play as a 4. Obviously, they've got this far. What's not to say they can go further. But on your screens, you've got the maps. You start with Retreat, Hardpoint. Following that will be Solar Search and Destroy, and Detroit Uplink are the 3 maps we definitely will have. And then obviously if it goes to it, Biolab, Hardpoint, and Search and Destroy Riot.
2 good 4th and 5th maps there if it does get to that point. So hopefully we do actually see a best out of 5. Most of the games this morning have been pretty much whitewashes. I mean, other than the previous game where things have started heating up a little bit. I mean, it's often the case with the start of LAN events. You know, I've been there where I've been 3-0 first game and stuff like that.
Okay, so
it's not great, but you know, it's typical sort of big open LAN events. You get your first games in there, and they tend to be a little bit one-sided. But we're starting to get into the harder games.
Getting
You know, I'm
into
expecting
the,
a decent game here.
That's it, the kind of the meatier games, the rivalries, if you like, and you know, to the point where you know these teams have played online against each other quite a lot in tournaments, and it does get down to, you know, you'll see these 5-point, hard-point games, you know, 6-5 S&Ds, which we all love. Yeah. But first map will be Retreat Hardpoint. Who do you want to jump on board with first?
You know, I'm gonna have to go with Josh just because he's. I mean, you have to say he's the outstanding player around these two teams. There's no doubt about that. The guy's won multiple LANs. He's been around since you were around,
which is a very long time ago.
Yeah,
in this same place, though.
Yeah,
let's jump on board.
What did Brycey call it? The Crucible. Crucible.
Comes out with some funny stuff.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, isn't he? Anyway, into this game, Infused Josh is the guy we're going to be on board with first. And let's see how this game goes down. Should be a good one.
Now it's interesting to see him with the BAL. I mean, sometimes he's always been this SMG player, if you like, but AW, he's very versatile. He can use both guns, which is what I think you need to be. You need to be able to do both things, especially when maybe picking up for a team or recently just joining one, if you like. And he can adapt to different situations. But kicking it off straight away, Josh and his team 7-0 at the start. Let's see what they can do.
Good start. It's one of those hard points where you just try and get as many as you can, really. Balls to the wall, so to speak. You know, you just throw everybody in there, see what you can get. There's not really a massive tactical approach to this first one. It's just trying to get the spawn for the next one.
Yeah.
And in this moment in time, it is actually going to be Enraged, who are coming off better. Gullet somehow unchallenged through there. Rez is going to pick up a 3-piece still, and here we go. Is he going to start heating up? We know Rez can perform well. Maybe inconsistency is his biggest enemy, but you know, sometimes the Rez can have a really good game. So
let's see what can happen. More, to be honest, he does get a lot of sticks sometimes, but recently, I'd say this game more than any, really, he's kind of turned up and he's actually made a bit of a name for himself as an actual player, and you know, can compete at these levels, if you like. But Josh, still on your screen, 19-16. The first hill has gone, and moving on to this turtle hardpoint right now, and even though you've seen in the score, Josh and Dave combining there, holding this back spawn. Not going to be able to get in there, but Josh is going to get taken down.
It's a good start by Enraged, actually. They come out, the blocks firing. El is going to get taken down as well. And yeah, it's a very interesting start, actually. You know, I was expecting maybe Nexium to come out the gates a bit faster, but it definitely has been Enraged so far. 39-17 is the score and rising. There's Josh picking up more kills there. 4-4 for him so far. Expecting him to put up some big numbers in this game. Just looking at the minimap, people are starting to rotate to this third hard point. The scrap points are going to go in favour of Josh. I think he's just going to put, sorry, his teammate there, which is... Call it Team Josh, yeah?
Gullet. I am confused, and apologies for the guys at home there. Obviously, it looks like you've got 2 Barrage members, an Infused member, and a P4, but it is Josh and Co, as I like to call them.
Josh and Co. Enraged Esports playing against Nexium here, and they do have the lead. Dave's going to get taken down. Dave pick up a 2 there around the back, and kills being traded back and forth between both these teams. Nobody really being able to get an edge on this hard point so far, but on Warwick Camo does get taken down. A few kills going to go in favour of Enraged, so let's see what they can do. They've got a pretty decent lead anyway. Can they extend that now? We've got El jumping inside the hard point, does get taken down after 1, but Dave's going to clean that up. He's going to get the second as well. Gobley's going to come in there, but Dave picks up a 3rd, and the rest of his team are going to come in there and clean things up. So more points on the board for Enraged.
Yeah.
As we go into the 7-minute mark.
Got to stay on board here with Dave. He's 18-5, 5 kill streak at the moment, 19-5, extending that now. Nothing is stopping him, and you can see point after point. It's now a 70-point game, and it's going down to this hard point, which typically you will see kind of, you know, you trade back into. If someone can get in and dominate that bottom spawn, you know, you can, you know, rack up a few points as well. But it looks like it's all going in favour of Enraged. Yeah, if I'm honest, most of the rotations have just come in the favour of Enraged. They always seem to be the first ones there, and it's really paying off for them. On board Lewis, he's going to pick up a nice and easy 2-piece there. Hold things down at the back. The rest of his team doing the work inside the hard point. They are currently not in control, actually. It's going to be El in there. He's picked up a kill, and Golly's picked up a kill as well. Josh going to take out his teammate, but has managed to stay alive inside the hard point. Big gunfight going to go down. Gullet's going to get the better of Golly. And at this moment in time, both teams just trading backwards and forwards. But if you look at the scoreboard, 105-25. And of course, it would stop when I said 105, and it's stuck on 104. But hey-ho. No, I mean, just extending their lead even further. You can see, I mean, Dave is 21-9, teammate Gullet 21-10, and Lewis has just put up a huge 3-piece. This is all going in their favour right now. 4 minutes gone, it's 113-26. This is literally like a walk in the park here for Enraged. And Josh, you know, almost the star that we saw that was joining here. Maybe that, you know, his experience is rubbing off on these guys a little bit. You know, he's cruising at 11-11, whilst these guys, you know, these superstars, if you like, are just going off.
Yeah, this is very, very well played actually by Enraged. Well, the last one's there, and Nexium just seem to be able to set up at all here. I mean, they got the rotation on arguably probably the most important point on this map, because I mean, you can hold this down for so long if you can get yourself locked in. But they just never seem to be able to get set up, and every single time you see two pieces coming in from the likes of Lewis and Enraged well in front at the halfway mark here, 146-27. Resin Cone really need to step up the game, and we'll have to point out Golly a little bit there, 7-22 knock away from him, but at the same time, you cannot take anything away from Enraged. The bottom of the leaderboard for Enraged is Josh. I mean, don't get me wrong, he'd be doing the work, but you know, you would expect him not so much to carry this team, but to definitely be the shining light. And at this moment in time, every single person on Enraged is the shining light. At the moment, 26-11 from Dave, 25-15 from Gullet. Going to the halfway mark, they've got over 120-point lead.
I mean, that may be obviously what Josh has kind of brought to this team. He's maybe just kind of joined and been there more as a leader, someone vocal who can tell them, kind of, you know, direct them in the way that they need to do, and let them continue what they've probably already been doing online and doing so well. And it's showing here, 23-16, 28-12, 26-15. Phenomenal play here from Enraged. Josh filling the gaps, getting the points, and probably securing a lot of the points, you know, sitting on the hills. But 173-38, this is literally, it's just getting worse and worse here for Nexium. You know, Rez is doing his best there, top of the leaderboards at 19-27. Yeah. But as we see this going into the second rotation, I don't even think it's going to go all the way. I mean, you know, we get told off really for talking about slaying and, you know, kill to death ratio too much, but when it's this one-sided, it's definitely a huge factor. I mean, we got Rez and L are really the only guys even coming remotely close to becoming positive. And Golly and Cambo really not having great games. Cambo does pick up a couple of kills there though, so maybe on his way back. But you know, it's not out of the realms of possibility that Nexium catch up. At this moment in time, it's really looking good for Enraged. They're well ahead. I mean, Gullet there just hitting his 30 bomb. Dave as well. I mean, what more could they do, really? I mean, the confidence this puts them in going into the search and destroy, and the maps ahead of that is incredible. But they will want to finish this here. They will want to end it as soon as possible to prove a point. Josh on your screen, back on the bow. You can see, you know, he's still got it. Josh has still got it.
You know, you can tell the difference with players like Josh. I mean, it's if you watch just a group of normal, you know, your normal top 12 players.
Your average players. And
then you watch Josh, and you just know when some people have got the awareness, got the shot, you know, just got the game sense, and he's definitely one of those players. Although, saying that bottom of the leader, but he just does his job, though. Josh has always been that guy. You know, he does the work for the team and always performs when he needs to. When he's needed to, sorry, but this moment in time, wow, 150-point difference, and the advantage is to Enraged. And really, if I'm honest, I wasn't expecting this.
No, I'm jumping on board here with Gullet, not giving him as much airtime as we can. I mean, this game has flown by, looking at the stats there. 30 bombs all round for Enraged bar Josh. Really, I've got to say, Nexium just seem to be struggling, whether they've not hit the rotations, just not played as well as they usually do, or is it Enraged that are just kind of outplaying them? You know, the skill level that they've brought to this game is, you know, just unmatched, if you like. All the kill feed, Gullet, Josh, Lewis. It is only one-way traffic here, and Enraged are looking on fire. And looking at them now, and then looking at the other teams that, you know, have come here, how far can they go in this tournament?
It's interesting, because I definitely thought this was going to be sort of a big test for both teams, just to sort of see where they are. But wow, I mean, Enraged are really showing up here, and it's looking like they're actually going to end it on this hard point. 10 seconds to go, and they can definitely end it. So can they hold this one out? Cambo does get a couple of kills down. I don't think it's going to be quick enough. 250-53, it's going to end. And wow, Enraged really coming out the gates quick.
I've got to say, if I was Gullet, I mean, I'm not one to play for kill death ratio. I never was, because I never used to get many kills. However, Gullet,
I know them feels.
40-21. You know, he had 2 minutes left on the clock. Yeah. You know, if he can get 40 kills in 8 minutes, that's a 50 bomb for sure. But what a convincing first map we've seen there. I expected it to be closer. I expected it to go in that in their favour for Enraged. Nexium, what do they do? What do they change going into search and destroy? I really don't know. But Dave, 2.31 kill death ratio, best on his team at 37-16. Wow.
I think they're gonna have to try and maybe slow things down a little bit, because at the moment they're running good. Enraged really just came out there and dominated them there. And, you know, that's no mean feat. Nexium are not a bad team whatsoever. So Enraged really coming out the blocks very, very quickly. We're gonna be coming up with the second map. It's gonna be search and destroy. Don't go anywhere. Back in just a second.